we're going to break down how to buy a house for £1 and how to make £40,000 from a property you don't own.
Which is exactly what we did.
And we're back with another day with the Property Twins. Today we're in the office in Watford. I've got a bit more of an admin day so I can show you the ins and outs of behind the scenes. I need to renew one of the data protections for one of the companies. Mitch is going to some viewings in West London. He's got some HMOs to view with the social housing providers. And I've also got a valuation on one property that we're selling today at 130. So I just need to make sure the paperwork's sorted. We did buy this property for £1, so I will explain later on in the video how we secured that. But for now, let's get into it. So I'm on the ICO website, just updating our data protection. Any business that holds personal information from clients, investors, or your customers, you do need to make sure that you have all their data protected. It falls under the General Data Protection Regulation and the Data Protection Act of 2018. It is cheap. Small businesses, it will cost you about £40 a year. If you do set it up on a direct debit, you'll get a £5 reduction. So make sure you've got it all set up and you're compliant to run your business, whatever business that may be. Obviously for us, it is within the property industry, so we're protecting our investors and our clients' data within our CRM systems.
So for everyone new on this channel, I know a lot of the content's about social housing, temporary accommodation. I never started in this industry. I started in property about 3 years ago. We were heavily focused on your Airbnb model, short-term lets. We built that out. We were doing really well on the short-term lets. We moved that into the long-term to medium-term relocation. So we've got corporate clients that want to stay in the area for maybe 3 to 6 months at a time. There was an issue last year with the building near the office where they built it and too fast. A year later it was structurally unsafe, so one of the charities came to us and asked us to use the short-term lets as emergency accommodation. That opened up my eyes, where we were getting guaranteed rent from charities and councils instead of putting it on Airbnb and hoping the best that it would get booked out. So that's where we pivoted and moved into the social housing game. So a lot of the content this week may be social housing, so we've got a few deals going along. But it's not just that, so stay tuned. We've got a lot of different strategies and quite a few different projects on the go at the moment. But yes, at the moment it will be solely focused on social housing until we wrap these deals up. So I'm currently driving down the M25 on the way to London for a couple of viewings. M25, for you that don't know, it's like a flip of the coin. It can either be chock-a-block with traffic or smooth sailing the whole way. Today I think we got lucky and we're moving. So we're heading into West London near Ealing. We're viewing the 2 HMOs for a social housing provider. We're meeting the provider there that we've recently onboarded. We're also meeting a new fund that's delivering all this stock. So they're doing a lot of conversions, HMO conversions. They're doing a lot of office to residential, so commercial to residential conversions, passing us the stock, and they're looking for the long-term guaranteed rent scheme where we leverage our relationships and the contracts we hold. And that's where we make our markup. We either do a back-to-back lease or we just pass we middleman the deal and then we take a fee in the middle. So cuts me in London. So we made it to the property, first viewing, big HMO, 6 en suites, goes all the way around the back. Alright, so we're in the property. All the rooms are exactly the same, so I'll show you the first one. Comes fully furnished. The beds, kitchenettes, which is crucial because you can push up the rates because you've got cooking facilities in each room. The lights don't work for some reason. And en suites, 2 of them back onto the garden. Yeah, so the meter's out of credit for the electricity, but all the rooms are identical as I said. So you've got the beds, kitchenettes, backs onto the garden. You got 3 downstairs, 3 upstairs. Meeting the provider in a minute, so I'll let you know how it goes.
Massive guy comes running down the stairs, man.
Mate,
he's
I
like,
wish I filmed it.
He's like,
you missed it. I'm not going back.
He's like,
so I'm back in the car. That second viewing did not go to plan. I wish I filmed it. The house was an absolute tip. Whilst I was waiting for the landlord to come around with the keys, but he just never turned up. So I was like, let me just check the back door, see if it's open. Back door's open, opened it, absolutely trashed. It looked like someone's went outside, got a black bin
and throwing rubbish all over the floor. It looked like blood or wine or Ribena all over the walls. So I walked through into the kitchen, exactly the same. Front room, exactly the same. Went out the front. The boys came in. We did the viewing. We were like, let's take a picture. We say we need to get it refurbed before we take it on. And then some big don comes running down the stairs, threatening us. Oh mate, get out there, blah 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 blah. I'll stab you. Don't ever come into this driveway again. Guy ended up to be a squatter. It's just the nature of what we do. You never know who you're going to bump into. But he was living in the top room. The landlord was there 2 hours ago with the builders finishing off, and it was newly refurbed. So he was obviously got in there after the builders had left, and place up. Really, really bad. Chased us out the house, off the driveway, back to the car. So the second viewing didn't go too well.
So whilst Mitch has been at the viewings, I've updated all of our compliance for another year. And I've also found a new VAT scheme which we can implement into our Airbnb business. So if you are marketing long term, you'll be able to attract more customers at a better price. So I've been updating our listings to a more competitive rate so we can get some more longer term bookings in. This one's a lovely property, and we also have another property in Cricklewood that I've just implemented the same pricing strategy. So hopefully we'll get some inquiries in, and that will be another couple properties booked and ready to go.
So we're expecting to have a campaign during April to May. So during this time we will need to have reels from you.
I've also been on the phone today with a client that reached out through Instagram. They're interested in doing a collaboration to use our brand and our marketing to hit our audience through a brand deal on Instagram. So if you're not following us, jump over to Instagram at The Property Twins to stay up to date with the latest content, which hopefully will start in April. Contracts are being signed soon. So we're back in the office. Yes, there was more about calling out to different clients and chasing deals. So today we're just gonna follow up with a lot of them, see how we're getting on. So we'll record some of the phone calls so you can hear, explain the process, explain what we do on a day-to-day. So let's get into it. How's your morning been?
Good.
What would be helpful, Mitch, is the fund wanted the kind of the floor plans and sizes of this site as well,
Yeah.
the bedrooms, etc.
And that would be helpful
really
for the commissioners as well.
Yes.
I mean, the two things here, we need a letter of support from the commissioners, don't we, which we'll hopefully get on Monday. I mean, I can't see that.
Apparently doesn't have sizes.
That's in the bag.
Apparently doesn't have sizes.
Yeah, that would be helpful, mate, if you can get hold of those.
Well,
Gav's showing me. I've already sent over floor plans with sizes.
To me?
Yeah.
When did you send them?
Gav's just gonna send it again to you.
There's only
yeah,
one floor
thanks.
plan,
Okay.
but it's a mirror of upstairs and down.
It's only one
Was it
floor
email
plan, but
or
it's
WhatsApp?
he's just
Email
WhatsApped it to you now.
So we're just heading out for lunch, and on the walk I thought I'll show you the power of having a brand and reputation, because this is our office, but we also rent, manage and sell a lot of properties around the area, because people can just come in and have a chat with us. So on the walk down, which is pretty much just one street away, I'll show you all the properties that we know about and we've either managed or we inquired or sold. Now, so even just starting here, we're renting out a property down there. It's an office, small little office, rents out about £700 a month. Coming here, we rent a 1-bedroom flat there. That is an Airbnb. It's been there for about 6 months, but that's also a very good cash maker. And then just here, we also rent this property. We've had it for about 2 years now. It's been 100% booked since the day that we rented it. So, and then we've just been instructed on this whole building this morning. It's 4 flats and a commercial shop to buy the freehold. Got that this morning, so we've just lined up a buyer, so we'll get the offer in this afternoon. I know the owner for all of this. He's just got planning permission approved for, again, another 6 flats, I believe. And then just coming up here on the left, we've sold about 3 properties in this block. They're all running as serviced accommodation. Again, so close to town, they're all fully booked, which is this building just here. So once you've established your area, you need to go out and build relationships with landlords, agents, just people in general, because my network can be your network, but if you haven't had a conversation with me, you're never going to unlock that. So you need to just speak to everyone, get out there, make sure people know who you are and what you do, and that will be the fastest way to scale and dominate your area.
It keeps me out of trouble anyway, so.
Good to hear.
So just coming back to you regarding.
Yep.
So if you're going to put it on the market, I think I'd be looking at around 225.
We're going to break down how to buy a house for £1 and how to make £40,000 from a property you don't own.
Which is exactly what we did.
So at the moment we're on the way to meet our solicitor. He's supporting us and helping us out with an assisted sell. An assisted sell, for everyone watching that doesn't know, if you find a landlord or a vendor that's open to selling the house, they know that it's going to be priced under market because it needs significant work to be done. Let's say it's worth 100 or 200,000, but currently it's 100,000. But if you spent maybe 20-30 grand on it, then you'll achieve that higher market value. That's where we step in. We say, let's work together on the deal. We'll pay for the refurb, but when we sell it, we split that uplift in profit. So we split the difference, that's 70,000. So we get £35,000 profit each, because otherwise you're going to sell it for 100 and you're going to miss out on the opportunity. But we're willing to partner with you and we're going to spend the money on the refurb. We're assisting the vendor in the sale. There's a lot of solicitors don't understand how it's structured. So we're meeting ours now, understands the strategy, done it so many times, which works really well for us. So we'll run you through a case study of a property that we've got on a lease option agreement. The option agreement was £1, so we have full control of it. Our names are on the title deeds on the land registry, and this is how it worked. So 2 years ago, Gav met someone at a networking event. He was struggling with his whole portfolio, over leveraged, needed a re-gear, but he ended up getting himself into a pickle where he was negative equity in a lot of properties. So we stepped in on one of his bungalows in the West Midlands. He owes about 130, no, how much is that, 165?
Yeah, about 150, 160 on the mortgage.
160 left on his mortgage. He wanted to sell it. He was getting no bites. The market was dipping. He was getting offers for less than 160. So we said, honestly, that's not an issue. What we'll do, we'll buy it for 188,000, but at the end of your mortgage term. The mortgage was ending in 3 years' time. So we agreed to purchase it for the above asking price, but in 3 years' time. And in the meantime, we'll just cover your payments, your mortgage payments, to give you that peace of mind. We'll run it, we'll take the risk, and any profit that we make is obviously ours. So that's what we did. We instructed a solicitor. It cost about £2.5 grand to get all the legals over the line. So
we
to make sure.
solicitor fees as well. So in overall, what, about £3 grand we paid in legal fees.
So £3 grand. The reason we use a solicitor, one, it's a very complex deal, and also if the vendor decided not to, and then in 3 years' time has realised that it's gone up in value and we've gained equity, which we're going to, he could claim that he was under duress or under the influence and say, no, I don't remember doing this wasn't me. So best to get it all in writing, written up by solicitors. We're both protected. He's got a solicitor, we've got a solicitor. So we agreed to buy it for £188,000 in November a few years ago. In the meantime, we've been doing a mixture between short-term lets and long-term lets, and then also renting it out to a supported living company. They've been giving us guaranteed rent every month. It's 2.5 hours away, so that worked perfect for us. We've been collecting the income every month, paying the mortgage, keeping the profit. That profit we've been putting aside into a little pot so that we could either use that profit as the down payment and the deposit to buy the house at the end of the 3 years, or what we're doing now is we're going to do an assisted sale, because we've spent £12,000 on the property already, made it look nice. Now it's worth 225. We got a valuation done yesterday. We'll sell the property on behalf of the vendor, and the difference
after all of our fees is about £40,000. So that's where our profit comes in. We've taken full control, we technically own the property, we haven't put a penny down, we've benefited from the cash flow, now we're selling it. It's technically a flip, but we haven't done any work, and we make the 40k in the middle. Have I covered everything?
Yep.
Sweet. So that's what a lease option agreement is. It's very, very popular with commercial products and commercial properties. Not too much on the residential side, but it is possible. You need to find the right type of vendor who is not in a rush to sell, but open to the idea of leasing you the property with the option to purchase it at the end of that term. Hope that helped. We're going to jump into the meeting with this solicitor now, and I'll update you how it goes.
England's one of those areas where you can make bread, where you can do really well in property, you can do a lot of investments, there's loads of opportunity here, but the weather is absolutely shite. Disgusting. Right, look at that, the chosen spot today. But we're picking up to the meeting now. We decided to go to Gales instead of the office, get out and about, have a nice coffee, and see if we can get this deal done. If I can film inside I will, but I don't know if we want to be on camera, so switch it in.
Alright, meeting's done, completed. Just wanted to show you the size of these houses. Look at this. Mental. I'll be in one of those one day, don't you worry.
And that is our week complete. So make sure you subscribe, like and comment. Share it to people that might find some value. We're finished for the week, so we'll see you same place next week.
And leave a comment below to tell us what type of content you want to see. But until then, keep learning, keep investing, and we'll catch you on the next one.